Everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Old World. We are in turn 137, and yeah, we are close to pushing back the Babylonians. Are these the Babylonians? I'm not sure. They were... I'm pretty sure they're not. These are... Yes, they are the Babylonians. I was right. Alright. So we do have a city over here that we could try to push, or we could try to push through this little chokehold that we have, but I think first we need to consolidate some troops. We need to heal these guys up, and then we need to do a concerted push elsewhere. But I think, yeah, this will count as capturing our first Babylonian cities. After that we only need to do 3 more. So we're going to try to make that happen. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. Now it seems, though, we are doing pretty well in terms of victory points, and we are actually in first place along with Babylonia. So that's interesting. They just moved up a point because they finished the Colosseum, and Carthage has finished the Hagia Sophia. It's interesting because we haven't even seen Carthage yet. Ooh, crap. Your assassins have failed to kill Queen Consort Laodice, the judge. Oh, she even looks appropriately angry. Worse yet, your ignoble plot has been exposed. Her opinion, -80 for 40 years. And we lose to legitimacy. That sucks. Alright, Assyria has converted to Manichaeism. They have gone from upset to pleased. That's nice. And with a mild fever and runny nose, oligarch Hitna Avialysis is rather ill. And so is Perdiccas of Gortyn, the governor of Apollonia. Alright, oh, and then, not without risk, a courier arrives from the camp where Myrtale studies tactics with officers of the military. There has been an accident. During training exercises, Myrtale was tossed from a horse and sustained a crippling injury. Her life hangs by her thread. She is my bastard daughter. Maybe not too much is lost there, maybe, I guess, but we can try to legitimize her. And then she would become the heir. Anyway. Okay, well, I guess we're going to go back to that event in just a second. Something has happened to Princess Gorgo as well, who is our heir at the moment. She finds herself in what must have been the tomb of an ancient queen, perhaps an ancestor of the Vandals. The queen's armor stands seemingly untouched by time, a tempting prize for the difficult descent to this forgotten place. Well, she has no further use for it. All the tribes hate us a little bit more, but that doesn't really matter. Or may lie here for 1,000 years or more. Now she would acquire the Bulwark Curious, and as a general in national territory, adjacent units gain Sentinel, which is what? Plus 20% attack and defense. That is really good. Alright, let's go ahead and grab that. And then live and let die. That's a pun. Oligarch Perdiccas of Gortyn arrives at court and claims that our women's custom of using a mixture of lead and sulfur to dye their hair causes health problems, headaches, miscarriages, seizures. He suggests they use his own harmless plant-based dye instead. This happens because he is wisdom too. That sounds like nonsense. Send him on his way. We get a little bit more money. Or we are persuaded and will provide a royal charter to sell his hair dye. I think that's what we're going to do. Meanwhile, though, we are in terrible trouble with food. So we're going to have to buy some, I think. But yeah, in the meantime also we're going to have to add some roads. Now let's see. We have this guy over here. Can we produce any good farms? Right here, I suppose. Will do. 6.5 in 3 years, so that is not enough to save us right now. We are making another farm over here, taking 2 years to finish. So that is something we need to focus on. In the meantime, though, also, I think Princess Gorgo... well, she's exploring, so we could not give her a tutor. That's true. Alright, we have some of our workers here, and I think we're going to turn this area into an absolute breadbasket. We could build some other things as well, but I don't think it's worthwhile. We're going to go right there and build another farm because we will get a huge bonus from being right next to a granary. So that is going to help us out a lot, I think. And then what else do we have here? We have some more workers who need to continue building roads. So let's go ahead and move these guys down here, and then later they can also start making farms around Trapezes, which is an interesting name. Though we also have another worker here, so I guess we're going to go ahead and start building a farm here as well, because we really need to get out from under this problem. We're going to buy some food so that we know we have enough. And these guys are going to continue moving south. And I think these guys are going to have to move back a little bit. Now they cannot heal, but once the city of Uruk is ours, we will be able to heal them up. And these guys actually get a free promotion, so we're going to go ahead and promote to healer plus 1 HP per year. That is pretty good. To keep the momentum, I think that's what we're going to grab. Now we can promote some more units as well, though we do only have 12 more orders, so maybe we have some more pressing things. We do have this ship anchored, but we need another one. Well, these guys, actually, we can bring them... Look at how far we can bring these guys down. That is absolutely insane. And that is something we definitely need to invest more into. Look at that. We just jumped this whole line. Absolutely amazing. And Sparta can make something new, so that means we're going to make Sparta make another trireme or something like that. Because that is useful. Then over here, do we have some promotions? Cheap ones that we can do? Not really. Nope. Alright, what else is around? Let's just do a proper scan so we can make some smart decisions. This thing is going to stay here. We do have a cataphract over here, which we could send. Not quite so far, but we're going to go ahead and bring them over here. And then let's give them a promotion. Combat, tough, bloodthirsty, or heckler. Let's give them bloodthirsty. And now we have 2 orders left, and we can try to do something with that. So we also still have a decision. We need to do something with this. What are we going to do with Mertale? Spare no expense. We must do all we can to save her, and she becomes crippled. Or a dark day indeed, but her fate is in the hand of the gods. We become mourning. And she dies. We don't want her to die. Let's no. Let's spare no expense. We will spend 4,180 gold. That's a lot, but we have money to spare. So spare no expense. There we go. What is next? We have some idols workers. We might be able to make a farm there. We also can build a Kofon, and that would be actually really good. We would need 600 stone though, but let's go ahead and move this guy out here. 600 stone, we were making 100 per turn. We could spend 1800 to get 1824 to get 100. I think we're going to go ahead and buy that. So let's buy 2. Big spender, I know. And then we're going to buy a couple more until we hit 500. So on the next one we'll have 600, and then we'll build the Kofon. And now we have 1 turn left. What are we going to be doing with that? We are going to go ahead and build a camp, which also provides us with food, which is perfect. So yeah, it's going to have to wait until the next year. Sparta, then let's go ahead and make a trireme, because that's the only ship we can make. Trireme, fine. Dialysis is going to go ahead and make... What are you going to make? An onager? Onager could be good, and they get herbalist. Master scribe. Actually, that is not bad, because we will get some more civics production, and that is very worthwhile. So we're going to invest in that. But now, however, I just didn't realize it's going to cost food to do that. So now we need to buy a little bit more. So at least on the next turn, we still have enough. Then in Pergamon, what are we going to be making here? A woodcutter, lumber mill, science, the woodman's mask governor. This is pretty good, I guess, but we could use. Yeah, it's a lot of food. An onager here or a spearman. We need to make some iron mines as well, I see. Running pretty low on that. Alright, so we could do also a mace man. An archer. Let's go ahead and... or a crossbow man. Yeah, it's recommended as well. Let's go ahead and make a crossbow man. There we go. Then in Region, what are we going to be making? We could make a farmer and gain some more food. Takes 4 years. And we need to fix our food situation, so that is absolutely critical. So that's the way to go here. Then we have a farmer we could build here as well. We can get 12 food out of this with an improvement. Look at this, producing 18.7. That is a lot. We're going to do something similar. Alright, and with that, we have reached the end of the year. So let's see what the next one brings. This is actually a pretty long episode, or a long turn, I mean. We had a long episode last... ooh, here we go. They're setting up. They're limbering. But that's fine. Because we can take care of them. Alright, I was a little bit faster, but now we have a pop-up. We discovered the Bodkin arrow, which means we can make a longbowman. We have successfully exerted influence upon Olympias of Atalaya, but appear weak in the process. I don't quite remember why we were doing this, but okay, it's good that it's successful. Our stepfather is fading in and out of consciousness, severely ill. That's to be expected. The health of Governor Lanassa the Scholar, age 821, has taken a serious turn for the worse and is now severely ill. And then King Melianger the Settler, you are also severely ill. Crap. Okay. And Oligarch Perdigas of Gortine is much better and no longer ill. Perfect. Alright, so they're kind of edging their way out and see if they can do some damage, but we will prevent that from happening. 1 more year until Uruk is captured. We're going to go ahead and move these guys up the front line a little bit more. And that's it for right here, I think. Now we have some more workers that are going to have to finish the road. So let's go ahead and move you here. And now this one is already connected. Because we have a river over here. Interesting. But this is also just to get troops from A to B faster. So this is still a good investment. Then we need to hook up Korkira as well. That's something we can do later. These guys going to move south. They have a long travel time. So it's a good thing we're investing in ships. Alright, so what else? We have our horsemen, the cataphracts, and they're going to go way over here as well. Perfect. And then we need to see what else we can do. We have a lot of stuff built up already. We could also spread some faith. Though we would need to go as far as we can with this guy, I guess. Some of the newer cities might, yeah, maybe we'll go to Pergamon and do something over there. And we have a city site over here that we still haven't claimed yet, so that is something we need to consider as well. So we do have an Axeman. Let's go ahead and bring him over in this direction. Looks unclaimed, so that's good. In Trapezus, can we make a settler? We could in 7 years, but we need to buy food anyway. Let's go ahead and buy some. And then that is most of our orders already done, though we have some left. But let's go ahead and see what we can do here in terms of production in the city that can give us a benefit. Like, we need some more training as well, so treasury I think would be good. Nothing here gives us food except, well, this gives us growth and happiness. We're almost at discontent level 4. Maybe it's time for a festival. Maybe, I guess. Right, tactics studies. Now that Myrtale the Crippled has completed her study of tactics, how shall she contribute to the court? How is she crippled, actually? -1 fatigue limit. Yeah, that's not that much. She's a magic practitioner as well. A hero, a courageous and inspiring folk hero, or a commander. Well, she is crippled, so let's go ahead and make her a commander so she can command from the back, I guess. Ah, we still don't have enough. Well, this is interesting because we should have had 600, and instead we produced a bit less than I expected. But we're going to buy a little bit more stone just so we can get this thing started. And this is a wonder as well that takes 14 years apparently, a really long time, but it's going to give us a little bit of victory points, which is great. What else are we going to be doing? Right, we're going to go ahead and construct a camp here. That is something we need to do. And then let's see, these guys finished building roads, so there's nothing we can do there. We have a worker here that just finished the horses, and we can make a farm right there. That's fine. -40 now. It's honestly a little bit concerning. I wonder where all the food is going, actually. Alright, so we could go here and then start the farm on the next turn, but I think in this particular case it might be better to just keep going here and add a road. And then we have one order left, so what are we going to do with that? We can upgrade this guy to a longbowman or a crossbowman. I'm not entirely sure which one is better. Fixed range. Anti-melee, pierce 2, steadfast, has zone of control. Alright, range units can attack units from tiles further away. Some range units like onagers also have a minimum range, and some like crossbowmen have a fixed range of 1 which cannot be increased. Ah, so these guys have to get up super close. Now we're going to go ahead and get a longbowman, because that is new. Look at that. Cool. Then, production time. Trapezus. Let us go ahead and get an apprentice officer, because we also need to shore up our training. And this also gives us a little bit of science production, which is great. And then, choices. We could do monasticism in 2 years' time. Automate workers, specify city and markets if we do coinage. Well, let's see, and the polybolos as well. Let's see what we can get out of these. So, coinage leads to Latin seal, the Dromon, autarky, trade league, free porcelain, fiscal policy. I mean, money stuff would be good. Ballistics and mangonel finally in the end lead to industrial progress. We could even do military prestige, but we don't have the choice right now. We need to still research cohorts, actually. And recommended was... What was recommended here? Ballistics. No, I think I'm actually going to go with coinage in this particular case. Alright, let's go ahead and end this year. We're past capturing the city because we moved our troops. Crap. Alright, so King Dowager Algatas the Timid has died in office, and Lanassa the Scholar has died in office. Matriarch Didamia the Zealot, age 46, is now the head of Manichaeism. Okay. And Duchess Telesilla is now old enough to be tutored by courtiers, and so is Stratonice. Both are 10. These were the twins. They look different now, though. Oligarch Hitna of Ialysis is thankfully feeling much better and is no longer ill, and we are doomed. So, pretty soon. Yeah, okay, and we have a legacy that it has failed. That was to be expected, but pretty soon we are going to be succeeded by our daughter, Princess Gorgo. So we might actually want to legitimize our other child, because yeah, actually maybe I don't know who's going to take over until she is of age. It might be Queen Consort Leodic. So Alright, King Consort Alcatraz is dead, and the court fills with people for his funerary rites. Matriarch Dedemia the Zealot oversees the proceedings, a high honor, as Alcatraz was renowned as an especially devout Manichaean follower. After the rites, Matriarch Dedemia the Zealot approaches you without the usual entourage of elects. Will you use this chance to get close to the Matriarch? Becomes endeared because we are charming, or we can refuse to trade pleasantries, and she will dislike us, minus 40 for 80. But there's no harm in being nice to her, so let's go ahead and do that. Then, between us. During a recent visit, Calpurnia, who is Calpurnia? The Queen of Rome, alright? Speaks of nothing else but the impressive horse armor flaunted by our highest generals. She sends a messenger to speak with you in private, inquiring about securing armor of her own. We would need to share our discovery of barding, which leads to cataphracts. Do we want to set a precedent of sharing national secrets for personal favor? Sharing goes both ways. And we will get science production, so coinage will be finished super fast. Meh. Share, but give her faulty information. Queen Calpurnia becomes suspicious of King Meleager. Okay. And we can do that because we are covert, and we will die soon anyway. So our science is a national secret. That is definitely the way to go, because it doesn't seem like there's a downside to it, though I'm sure there will be, because maybe she's still pleased, so no problems there. Time passes quickly. Duchess Stratonich is growing up fast and eager to learn. How would you like to educate Stratonich? Kids need to also becomes exploring. Interesting. What about her sister then? They're not going together? That's going to be a tough time, huh? For the one that stays behind, I mean. Members of the Alcmaeonid noble family have developed an expensive obsession with horse armor, commissioning elaborate sets for their personal mounts. Pyrrhus the Judge, in particular, boasts a retinue so glamorous it rivals our own. Our other families are beginning to complain. Pyrrhus is upset. Alright, require him to give us his armor as a gift. He becomes vengeful. Or melt the Alcmaeonid armor down for use by the military. No. Or commission spectacular horse armor of my own. But we would need to be extravagant, which we are not. So we're going to go ahead and claim the noble horse's armor. And he becomes vengeful, but we are going to die anyway. So now is the time, right? And we need a new ambassador. So who is going to be? We have plenty of idle candidates at the moment, actually. Mertale the commander could become one, and she would be pretty good at it even. No negative penalties. And everyone likes us a little bit more. Foreign opinion, tribe opinion, religion opinion, and a little bit of culture per city. Perfect. Then Perdiccas is the governor of Apollonia and is upgraded and can become intelligent, vigilant, or delver. So he is Apollonia. This is a fortress city. We could become vigilant and we'll get plus 50% city defense. I think that will be a perfect choice. Now we have Feretima, the governor of Nicomedia, can become robust. We will gain another order per year. Prosperous or inspiring. This is money per turn. Yeah, let's go with robust. Alright, we're going to go ahead and... That's a bad place for a farm. Let's add a road here, and actually we need to buy some more food so that we don't get in trouble next year. But look at our money supplies. They're definitely dwindling at this point, so that's not good. Alright, let's go ahead and move our disciple down. And at this point, let's go ahead and put a unit on this fucking city again. That's so unfortunate. And we probably should get a move on as well, because, yeah, we're going to die soon, and that means we're on a timer to capture these cities. So let's see what we can do here. Let's move them forward. Forward again. Alright, and they're in the city. Is that all they have? Because that would be awesome. Let's go ahead and move these guys forward. I have no idea what their range is actually. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they need to be closer, and then they need 1 limber. That kind of sucks. Alright, we're going to go ahead and claim this city site, and they're going to go sentry mode. These guys are going to travel as far as they can as well. And then we have a few orders left. We should probably continue building roads, because the infrastructure is really important to the war effort. So that is what we're going to be doing, and with that we are already out of orders. It goes so fast. Then production time in Ambrasia. What are we going to be doing here? We could go for a woodcutter specialist, takes 3 years, a stonecutter specialist, or we could do something else. Archive for access science, a forum for AXA. Yeah, I think let's go with forum actually. And then analysis needs to do something else. We could put a apprentice scribe in here. Takes 1 year, super fast. Ah, but it cost me all of our food. No, we're going to have to make a different choice there. Let's undo that choice. And then, let's see, we have 3 citizens we could put in. Let's go ahead and put a farmer. Plus 3.5, 3.2, 4.7. I guess that is the way to go. And then we even get access to a little bit more land as well. Korkira can make a choice as well. A long time to do anything here. So we do the Olympiad. Takes 7 years, long time, but it gains us some training and 1 more training per year. And we are almost out of training depth, so I think that's definitely the way to go. And what else are we doing here? This farm is almost done. These farms are almost done. There's a farm being worked on right there. We're working on an academy here. A farm over here that's being done on the next turn. This guy can make a farm over here on the next turn. I think we're doing pretty well. Alright, let's go ahead and end this year. And let's see what happens over here actually. We're going to get damaged for sure. But we're going to be able to kill this on the next turn. Hey, it disappeared. Interesting. So we have Kusura over here. Let's go ahead and move this guy down. Oh, and first we have our events. So we discovered coinage. That's nice. And then King Meleager the Settler has died in office. And we are now Queen Gorgo. Interesting. So, Duke Bostar the Bold is now the head of Zoroastrianism. They have become angry. Timea the Horsebane is rather ill. Sure. Oligarch Hitna is severely ill. 63, she might live. Feretima, age 54, severely ill. Might live. And Ambassador Mitale, our half-sister, has grown more confident and charming. She has gained +1 charisma. Alright, nice. An old ambition, capture 4 cities of Babylonia, is now a legacy, and we'll have 20 years to complete it. So yes, we do need to get a hurry on here, but we are at the age of 14, we are the Queen Gorgo the New. Interesting. Right, so what we might... Alright, I guess we're too young to get married, but that is something we need to keep an eye on. An empty throne. Succession. The next village you come across bustles with activity and bubbles with rumors. They say that King Meleager the Settler has died, leaving the throne unoccupied and Greece leaderless. Members of the expedition have no interest in returning home, but Greece needs you. Order the expedition back to Elysis at once, or sneak away in the dead of night. No, we need to have our queen. Order the expedition back. We're going to take 7 orders, which sucks. But yeah. Recognizing your innate authority, your fellow explorers agree to disband for a pittance. Several men stay behind to travel with you to Elysis, where you must assume the daunting role of Queen of Greece. The court celebrates your safe return. That could have gone much worse. And Analysis actually gains the triumph. Interesting. And we are suddenly positive in training. Who is this? My sister, who is the heir, the next heir. Is this my half-sister? No, younger sister. Why is she the heir and not my twin sister, I wonder. Time passes quickly. Princess Tilacella is growing up fast and eager to learn. How would you like to educate her? So, we could do... let's go ahead and do commerce, I guess. Some more money would not be bad. Wanderings far and wide have brought Queen Gorgo the New to Assyrian territory, not far from the city of Aventicum. A chance to resupply would be welcome. This is a bit weird because we have stopped exploring. Turn back towards the city of safety of Greece. Travel further. Yeah, I think no, we have to go back. It's weird that that's an option, but it is. So that's it. All right. So next turn we are losing -20 food. We're going to have to buy some, unfortunately. But we are still making good progress. We are making food. So they recommend a granary here, which is interesting. But I guess it makes sense because we can make food all around it. They also recommend another farm right here. And plus 60% for adjacent farms, so that would be actually a pretty good boost. If we build it here though, we could go for... yeah, we cannot do it though. Not yet. Alright, first though, let's go ahead and add some more roads. Because roads are life. And these guys are going to go down, and then actually let us focus on getting this city. Let's move this guy in. We're going to attack the city, and it's not going to damage the worker, but it's going to damage the walls quite significantly, which is great. Our other guys not so efficient, but they're doing something. And then this guy has to move up close, and we're going to go ahead and unlimber so that we are ready on the next turn to do some more damage. We're capturing the city in the next year, which is great. And then we are going to go ahead and move these guys down as well. And just like that, we're out of orders again. It goes so fast. Well, we definitely needed to move those guys as a top priority. Well then, what are we going to do? A farmer. Or anything else. Everything is slow here except for the growth part of the tree. But we're not interested in that. I'm going to go with a farmer. Because we need to fix our food situation. It is terrible. As for over here, we could train units really fast. But I think what we're going to go ahead and do... we could go with a specialist. Half an order. And I think that's the way to go. Takes a long time, but those orders are our lifeblood. Right. As for research, they recommended the mangonel. Must be unlimbered before attacking. Starts with splash 2, consumes 2 training and -4 stone. Costs 100 stone to make and 100 wood. Upgrades from the onager. Alright, so that would be pretty good. Polybolos. Upgrades from ballista. The swordsman would be good. The cohorts and the pikemen. Well, let's go with the recommended. Let's go with the ballista, because we do need to siege cities and that is worthwhile. So, just like that, we have reached the end. She hates us a lot. We are at truce with Rome, but they like us a little bit less. Ooh, oh, alright, things are happening. This is interesting. Crap. We may have become overconfident. I think we need to withdraw. Alright, so our governor of Dialysis has died in office. The governor of Nicomedia has died in office. The health of oligarch Timea Horsebane is becoming severely ill. We are no longer returning home, because I guess we are home. And Spymaster Durdas the Younger is now head of the Kipsalit family. Disputing teachers. In a shocking, indecorous display, Makatas the scientist publicly fights with Telisela's tutors, claiming that their ways of teaching are outdated and stale. Makatas asked for the opportunity to tutor Telisela himself in the newest schools of thought, inculcating skills in the child that would really push them to greatness. Intelligent or insane? Back away slowly. I don't want an insane heir. I'm not gambling with that right now. A new decree. As Greece grows, the decrees and laws of the nation are what keeps order. The families are eager for you to make a new decree on the future of Greece. Will you publicly plot a path forwards for the nation? Let the people know your plans to capture 5 foreign cities. Decree you will build an amphitheater, heated baths and a fair. That seems easily doable. Or control 3 heated baths, which are also doable, I think. I think we can already make an amphitheater, and heated baths and a fair. Okay, alright, so the heated baths requires fresh water and legendary culture. Warm baths. I think let's go with the heated baths. Because it requires just the one technology, it's easier to work towards if we are actually missing one. Right, so the Arjat family is angry with us, and they have lower cities than the Kypsalids, and I think, yeah, this is going to be a frontier city as well, so an Arjat family would be good here, because we get 2 more training per year, plus 50% city defense, new melee and range units start with stat fast. Yeah, that's the way to go, for sure. And we're finally making food again, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and make another farm though. And now we have 36 orders left. So what are we going to be doing here? We need to... deal with some of these. Our cataphracts are easily our most powerful units. Let's go ahead and take care of this... Oh, we can attack again, that's perfect. Alright, and if we move over here, we'll go ahead and attack the pikemen. On the hill, on the woods, I guess, and we can attack the swordsmen. These are not swordsmen, this looks like legionaries. And we're going to attack Kisura. And with that out of the way, it's time to move some more troops. So Uruk has been captured. We can move this guy forward, these guys forward, and we will prepare the next wave of troops, I guess. Right, then these guys are going to build roads. The roads are important. One more turn and we will have roads right there. And then we have 6 orders left. Let's see if we can put a useful governor in here. Cassandra of Sparta. We lose a little bit of money, but we're making enough. Get some civics and some happiness. I think that's worthwhile. And then in Korkira, we have more idle candidates, so that's always interesting to me. I guess it's because of the family. Like, these family members have to belong to... yeah. So we have a pretty good choice here, Makatas the scientist. We're going to choose him right there. And this is an Alcmainid family, so here we have an... yes, okay, I see now. We'll lose a little bit of science with him. But we don't have civics. So this is going to be a thing for the next turn. We have 2 orders left, and let's see, I think we might want to keep the Romans happy, though they are really far away. I don't think they're a threat, to be honest. We can try to keep Assyria friendlier by sending them something, like a luxury, literature. All of these are plus 40, so it doesn't really matter what we send. We'll send them some honey, I guess. Because honey is sweet. The sweetness always works. Alright, so... yeah. Let's that's it. Now we need to choose production in Sparta. I think another trireme would be good. And then in analysis we are going to be making, let's do a farmer. And the next highest is 3.7 right there. Let's go ahead and do that. Chalkis gets to make something new. And what are we going to do here? Let's do an Olympiad, or a festival, an archive, a forum. Let's go with the Olympiad. It takes 5 years, but it gives us some more training, because we are really low on that. In Uruk, let's go ahead and repair the damage. And then in Trapezus, a festival, an Olympiad, a farmer. Because yeah, if we build a farmer here, we will expand and we can make a farm right there. So I think that is a good option. And it gives us more food, which we also desperately need. So, win-win. Look at that, that is a huge territory expansion if we build a guy right there. A ballista. A range of 1. That's interesting though. Let's go ahead and make a ballista, because I haven't made a ballista yet. And in Gortyn, we can make a farmer. Can expand towards the silver, which is interesting. And that's worth it. And now we're making 15 food here as well. So this is really our breadbasket. This city of Gortyn is really important to us right now. And yeah, let us do one more turn before putting a cut to this video. I want to see what's happening over here. But something tells me we're not going to make it. These guys are dead. And they're running off somewhere. And these are good against cavalry, I guess. Syria is not war with the Numidians, okay. Timea Horstbane has died. Attalus of Attaleia has converted to Manichaeism. And Attalus of Attaleia is now the head of the Argead family. Alright. Distant rule. On a visit to the city of Corcyra, you are surprised to learn the city has not remembered King Meleager the settler favorably. The people there often use his name as an insult and say of any misfortune, worse was done by Meleager's hand. That's not really true, I think. I think we did pretty well, but now they are talking about dismantling a pillar that was erected during Meleager's rule. Will you stop this insult to your predecessor, or make a show of distancing yourself from his ideas for the duration of the visit? I will not tolerate this insult. I will not tread on my precursor's achievements. They will basically become unhappy. Or they are right, Meleager was a poor ruler. They gain happiness in Corcyra. I'm going to go with this one. The peasants need to know their place. Right, we also need to get some more iron though, so I think this is something important as well. We can get 8 from the hills to the right. 8.5 right there, but they also want us to, yeah, windmill for 2 science. That is not, that's not worth it. First though, let's see what we can do. Yeah, we can barely touch these guys. I'll just go ahead and attack with them. I'll attack with them. I cannot attack them, so we'll have to attack the city. Now we have these guys. They can attack the city as well. We have... well, we do have a ballista actually. I didn't realize, but we do. Perfect. We're losing training again though. That's crazy. Alright, and then move these guys to the front. And oh yeah, let us go ahead and add a road here so that we have a connection with the capital in Corcyra as well. Perfect. Alright, and then a grove for citrus. Interesting. What I think what we need to do is we need to keep focusing on roads. Let's absolutely vital that we have roads. Also orders, so right now I'm going to go ahead and build a pasture. It didn't pop up for some reason. I was wondering if it was already built, but no. Hey, and we have pigs here. Interesting. Or maybe not really, I don't know. We still have the disciple as well. Oh, we can automate this guy. It's already got Manichaeism. Okay, these guys have Manichaeism, these guys... Basically all of these have Manichaeism inside of them. I'm not sure why I still have this guy. And I might not want to automate him. Maybe we'll just put him to sleep forever. Alright, so we have a worker who is going to go ahead and do what? Arrange. I mean, we have a granary right here. We could go ahead and build a farm for 7 food. I think that's okay. I'm playing catch up here. Look at this. This is pretty good, man. All surrounded by farms, this granary. I could build a library here, but it's barely worth a thing. We're going to go ahead and build a barracks here. I think that's worthwhile. And then maybe we should go ahead and try for a mine. Which we can go over here and we can build a mine to make 8 iron. Because yeah, we're up to only plus 12, which is really not a lot. An academy here could be okay, but let's go ahead and move this worker right there so we can make another farm on the next turn. And then we go into the production tab. What are we going to be doing here? We have crabs, stone. Now I think the way to go here is with a gardener, if it doesn't take too long. 5 years. We'll get lavender. We already have lavender. What are we going to be doing here? We need food to make apprentice philosopher or master philosopher. We go for treasury, a forum. I think a forum would be good. Forum free. And then Ambracia. Let's go ahead and go for a woodcutter specialist so we can expand a little bit over here. We're doing pretty good in terms of our city production for some of these. Let's see, with a miner specialist, get some training and more iron out of this pot. It already has a production of 9 iron per turn, so that's nice. Alright, we still need to repair the damage. Because nothing will go fast in this city. Though we could go for a worker as well. Though we have workers close by. They can do, or they will eventually make their way down here and then they can start clearing the land a little bit. Alright, so this war could go any way still, and I don't think we're going to be able to take 4 cities of Babylonia, but we'll try to take Kusura at least. And then, yeah, we'll have Uruk, we'll have this one, and we basically just keep expanding downwards. And then we'll see how things go. Well, we definitely need more roads. We can also upgrade this guy, I guess, to a maceman on the next turn. But that is going to be another video. So, if you enjoyed this content, please do leave a like and a comment below. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.